Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up, my betting family? We back with another video here at No Limit Bets for the NBA slate of March 3rd, 2023. Before we get started, though, as always, I would like to say good morning to y'all, good afternoon, whatever time it may be that you're watching this video. Hope y'all having a good one, and hopefully we can make it a better day by winning some money. Also, we're currently on the road to 500 subscribers. We're about 110 subscribers away from hitting that mark. So if you guys are new to the channel, if you enjoy the content, or we were able to win you guys some money by some of the picks we posted on here, please like, comment, and subscribe, man. It's truly appreciated. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into today's videos, today's picks. We got a big slate tonight. We got 10 games going on in the NBA, so definitely a lot of props to pick from. And I'm going to be bringing y'all my top 6 picks for tonight's game. Just to do a quick recap of yesterday's picks that we did post, we were able to go 3-3 on them. Pretty much a neutral day. As you guys can see, Draymond, Pirtle, and Harden were able to hit their overs. Bradley Beal, Turner, and Christian Wood came up short, in their points prop. So a 3-3 day. Definitely look to bounce back tonight. Get back to our winning ways. It is payday Friday, so let's go ahead and hop into tonight's top 6 picks. For our first pick, I'm gonna be going with an assist prop. I'm gonna be going down to the Bulls and Suns game. I'm going to be taking Chris Paul over 9.5 assists. Now, as you guys can see, he's averaging 10.8 assists over his last 5, hitting the over in 3 out of 5 games. Now, this is a prop that I'm pretty much running back. I did take his over in assists in their last game against the Hornets. He was able to hit for us with 11 assists. So I'm pretty much running it back. I think this is a good spot for him as well, as the Bulls are allowing the 6th most assists per game to opposing point guards over the last 7 games. Now, also, Chris Paul has hit this over in 3 straight games versus the Bulls. And then with 15 assists in one game, 14, and then 11 in another. So I think this is a good matchup for him. And then, as I explained in the video where I did take his over against the Hornets, I think with, KD, Booker, Ayton being in the lineup, he just needs to do what he's best at. Chris Paul is best at facilitating, running the offense, and everybody getting the ball to everybody at pretty much at the right time in the right place. So I think it falls back to, just being that facilitator that he is, one of the best in NBA history. So I'm going to be taking Chris Paul over 9.5 assists for my first pick. For a second pick, I'm going to rebound prop, going to the Bulls and Portland game. I'm going to be taking Clint Capela over 11 rebounds. Now, he's hit this over 2 out of his last 5, getting 15 rebounds and 12 rebounds against the Wizards and the Nets. Now, overall against the Portland Trailblazers, he's hit this over in 3 of his last 5 games, going with 15, 10, 11, 16, and 15. Now, the 15 rebounds was in their earlier matchup this season. And then on top of that, I think this is a good matchup due to obviously Nurkic being out and Portland really not having a center that can control the paint. So I think Capela should be able to, grab his boards, as the paint should be pretty much open for him to do so. And then Portland, over the last 15 games, are allowing the 2nd most rebounds per game to opposing center. And that just goes hand in hand with Nurkic being out. So I think this is also a good spot for Capela to get over in his rebounds. And then another quick note, the Hawks are now with a new head coach, Quinn Snyder, which he has experience, playing playing centers, playing big men, as we know with the Jazz. He had Rudy Gobert, and he just has experience with playing big men. So I think Capela is gonna, or Quinn Snyder is gonna treat and use Capela the same as Rudy. And he should be able to, get a little bit more minutes, a little bit more playing time than he was getting. So I'm gonna be taking Capela for my second pick. For my third pick, be going third and fourth. We're going to be points prop. We're going to start us off with one of the earlier game, Hornets against the Magic. And I'm going to be taking Wendell Carter Jr. over 15.5 points. Now, he is averaging 15 over his last 5, hitting the over in only 2 out of the last 5 games. But in tonight's matchup against the Hornets, I think this is a favorable matchup for him as he's hit this over 2 of the 3 matchups this season against the Hornets. And then with 15 points in their first game against the Hornets this season. And then the last 2 games hitting 20 points each of the games. Now, the 15 points was pretty much due to a blowout. He only played 26 minutes and the Magic were up big. They were up by as much as 28 points in that game. So he didn't get his full minutes and was still able to drop 15 points. So I think he could definitely get a 16 tonight. On top of that, the Hornets for the season are allowing the second most points per game to opposing centers. And then over the last 7 games, they're actually allowing the most points per game to opposing centers. So overall, it should be a good matchup for him to get us, 16 points. So I'm going to be rocking with him for a third pick. For our fourth pick, we're going to go back to the rebounds, I'm going to be going down to the Jazz and OKC game. And I'm going to be taking Walker Kessler over 11.5 rebounds. Now, excluding the Rising Stars challenge game, which he only grabbed 1 board there. And it brings his average down to 12, even though it is over the 11.5 mark. He's been killing it on the rebounds here in his last 4 regular season games, as you guys could see. And then with 15, 12, 18, and 14. Now, they're going up against the OKC, as I did mention in tonight's game. And the last time, or in their own, the only matchup he had against OKC this season, which was a week ago, he ended up with 18 rebounds. He crushed them on the boards, which goes hand in hand with what OKC is as a team this season, as they're allowing for the season. They're allowing the 3rd most rebounds per game to opposing center. As we know, they really don't have a presence in the paint, a center that can, hold down the paint. So I think this is also a good matchup, a good spot for Kessler to get rebounds, as he's been doing a great job at it here recently. And like I did just mention, that one earlier matchup, he had 18 rebounds, well above this 11.5 rebounds. So I'm going to be taking Walker Kessler for my 4th pick. For a 5th pick, going down to RJ Barrett, we're going to go to the PRA prop, going down to the Knicks and Heat game, which should be a good game, a competitive game. And I'm going to be taking RJ Barrett over 22.5 PRAs. Now, I know he's only hit this 2 out of the last 5 games, but he is averaging 23.2 in those games, mainly due to the 36 PRAs he got against the Pelicans. But against the Heat, he's had a good track record, as he's hit this over in 3 of the last 4 games versus the Heat, including the one earlier matchup the Knicks and Heat had this season. And in those 4 games, the one that he did miss was right on the hook with 22 PRAs. Following that, he had 57 PRAs in that game. He went off for 46 points, then 30 PRAs, and then the 42 PRAs were the earlier matchup this season, which he had 30 points in that one. Now, that game earlier this season was without Jalen Brunson, but either way, Brunson is expected to play, tonight. Either way, I like this prop with or without Jalen Brunson, as he's averaging, RJ Barrett is 27.6 PRAs this season with Brunson in the lineup. And for the season, on the Heat side of things, against small forwards, the Heat are allowing the most assists per games to small forwards, the fifth most rebounds per game, and the ninth most points per games to small forwards. Now, the Knicks, as we know, they play R.J. Barrett at the small forward spot. They have Jalen Brunson and Quentin Grimes as their their guards. So I think this is a good matchup for him. He's had a good track record. I know the Heat are a great defensive team overall, but R.J. Barrett has been pretty much getting his, here recently against the Heat. So I'm going to be taking him for over 22.5 PRAs. Now, I'm not sure. I think I already named 6. Which one is missing here? Oh, yeah, I didn't miss it. Sorry about that. I was a little bit confused there. So our last pick, we're going to go back to the point spot. I skipped one. That's what it was. I'm going to be taking Jalen Brown over 24.5 points against the Nets. Excuse me. Now, as you guys can see, he's averaging 22.2 over his last 5, but this is definitely misleading as the 35 points that he did score was in the All-Star game, so I'm going to go ahead and exclude that. And then the game against Philly, he got hurt. That's the game he got hurt in the first half and only ends up with 4 points. So pretty much he's hit the over in 2 out of the last 3 games. This was another prop that I'm pretty much running back. We did take his over on this exact same line against Cleveland when he came up short with only 16. But I think today should be a more favorable matchup for him against the Nets. Now, he did hit this over in 2 earlier matchup against the Nets, but that was before, the trade deadline. As we know, the Nets are a totally different team. But over the last 7 games, since the trade deadline, pretty much, the Nets are allowing the most points per game to opposing shooting guards. So I think this is a good matchup, or should be a good matchup for Jalen Brown to get us 25. Some of the recent shooting guards that the Nets have played, Zach LaVine had 30-plus points in 2 matchups. DeJounte Murray had 28 points. And then Jalen Brunson, I know he's a point guard, but I view him more as a combo guard. He also scored 30-plus points in 2 matchups within those 7 games. So, we're going to go ahead and take Jalen Brown for our 6th and last pick. Now, we're taking the over. Just to recap, we're taking the over on all of our picks. If you guys would agree with any of my plays, as always, please do your own research. Just don't take my word for it. Now, it is Friday. It's pretty much flex play protected up to $20 on your first entry. It's a promo that PrizePicks pretty much runs almost every Friday. So I'm going to go ahead and bet the whole $20 limit on this slip for the possibility of winning the $500. So I'm going to go ahead and place that entry. And that's going to be it, y'all. That's going to be it for my top 6 picks of tonight's NBA's game. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the games tonight, and we'll be back here tomorrow. Let's get this money.